Does Monday at the office feel like a storm? Not with Microsoft Copilot. That feeling when Copilot gets everyone up to speed instantly? It's sunny again. When Copilot simplifies complex data so your teams can act, that sun's shining on a beach. And when Copilot uncovers hidden insights, you're on that beach with your people, and you find buried treasure. That's Microsoft Copilot. Learn more at Microsoft.com/AI for all.
With threats to our nation waiting around every corner, adaptability is more important than ever. When conditions change without notice, quick strategic thinking is crucial. And with obstacles consistently impending, determination is essential in overcoming them. It's this willingness, decisiveness, and resilience that sets Marines apart. With our fighting spirit, we don't just fight battles, we win them. Marines are the constant our nation counts on to fight the unknown. And through adaptable problem solving, we do just that. Learn more at Marines.com.
Welcome to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast.
Welcome to the Grand Rapids Griffins Pipeline Podcast. I'm your host, Connor Acker, and I'm here with my co-host and brother, Kyle Acker. How's it going, Kyle?
I'm doing really good, Connor. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about talking about the Griffins this year. I think we have a great team coming into the season.
Yeah, man, me too. It's been a long summer, and I'm ready to jump headfirst into hockey. All right, so we're going to try to get into this pretty quick, but we're going to quick introduce ourselves. We are brothers, and we are both Grand Rapids Griffins season ticket members. I'm going to start out with me. I'm Connor Acker. I was born into Red Wings fandom at a young age. My whole family was big Red Wings fans with the Cups going on in my childhood. I was always asking my mom to bring us down to Detroit games, and she never really did it. We went down one time because the cost is like $90 a ticket, plus you got to pile all of us in the car and drive 3 hours down to Detroit. My mom and dad really just didn't like doing that. So when I figured out that you could watch Detroit Red Wings prospects right here in Grand Rapids for half the price, I was immediately hooked, and that's how my diehard fandom for the Grand Rapids Griffins started. So how about you, Kyle? How did you become a Grand Rapids Griffins fan?
Well, early on, my Cub Scout leader actually would bring us to the Griffins games, and we would get the suites up top. We'd get a nice, good view on Daryl Boatland's beating the snot out of some people, so that was always really fun.
That was
entertainment. Awesome. I mean, really can't beat that. And then, growing up, I started to realize the cost aspect of it, of you can watch these really young professional players grow into athletes, and for half the cost, of what you would go to the Detroit Red Wings for. So I agree with you there. It's definitely worth it. It's local for us, and we want to watch hockey. So it's professional hockey in Grand Rapids, and I suggest anybody in the area to watch Grand Rapids.
We are also not professionals. Keep that in mind. We are just Grand Rapids Griffins season ticket members. We don't have access to like the media or anything like that. We're just fans, and we're trying to put out the best information we can.
Yeah, it's very hard to find information on the AHL team. This isn't the NHL. Every team's not covered by a million scouts, but we are here to inform you with what we can. We'll do our best to get that to you.
So how we started podcasting in the first place is I always listen to sports podcasts at work, and I can never find a Grand Rapids Griffins podcast that was consistent. So me and Kyle were talking one day after hanging out, and we decided, hey, one day we might try to start our own. Well, we kind of went on with our lives and kind of forgot about it. And last season, at the beginning of the season, I was scrolling through Facebook pages, and I found a post by the Octocast that asked if anyone wanted to do a Grand Rapids Griffins podcast. So I started doing a Griffins weekly update because it was actually a Red Wings podcast. And then Kyle started doing it with me, and it's been a fun time, and we had so much fun doing that we're going to do our own Grand Rapids Griffins pipeline that focuses more on the Griffins because that was more of a Red Wings podcast. But we're going to also continue to be on the Octocast. You can listen to us there on Spotify, along with Amanda, Casey, Melissa, and Justin. They're all fun people, and they're great. Listen, check them out on Spotify.
Yeah, we just decided that there's enough information for us to kind of do our own thing with this and make sure that we can get all the information that everyone needs to know about the Griffins out there. And we will continue to provide updates for everybody as long as we can. So a lot has happened for us in Grand Rapids this offseason. We won't be able to get to it all, but we will definitely cover the headlines. After 2 years of being bottom of the Central Division and not making the playoffs, we have parted ways with Ben Simon, our ex-head coach.
5 out of 7 teams in our division make the playoffs, and that's just not acceptable, so we need to move on.
We wish you well, Ben Simon, but 144, 137, and 38 overall was not good enough to keep you on our team. 1 playoff appearance, which I feel like really was the remaining of Todd Nelson being here and making the playoffs every year with Todd Nelson, which he won the cup again this year.
Yep, with Dylan McGrath was also on there.
So 1 playoff appearance for Ben Simon after all that, in 5 seasons, we decided to call it quits. And we have officially announced the 12th head coach of the Grand Rapids Griffins to be Dan Watson. A 43-year-old who claims to be a player's coach and focus on development and culture for his time here in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, so a couple of Dan Watson's achievements. He is the Walleyes' winningest head coach in franchise history. He's been there for 6 seasons. He made the Kelly Cup championship 2 times, 2019 and 2022. He has a record of 272, 112, 22, and 13. He has 51 playoff wins. He is the fastest coach in ECHL history to reach 100 wins. And he's coached 56 Griffins and 9 all ECHL players. So that's really cool to have a coach like that come here.
Yeah, I'm super excited for a guy to just move up, and just be part of this team and to see some of these players that he's familiar with. So some of the assistant coaches we've hired, along with Dan Watson, are Stefani Julian and Brian Lashoff. Real quick, Stefani Julian, he's the QMJHL Coach of the Year for the Sherbrooke Phoenix. He's also Canada's under-18 coach, gold medalist for this season.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice to see someone in there. And also, we got Brian Lashoff. He's our former captain. He's now going to be our assistant coach.
Yeah, so Brian Lashoff, you almost feel like he spent last season behind the bench just being a coach as well. It really is nice to just see him slide right into that role. Has 14 seasons as a Griffins player, 600 games, and 3 years as the captain. I'd say it's due for him. I don't think he's done with hockey. I just think he's done with being on the ice.
Yeah, there comes a point in your life when your body just doesn't keep up with your mental game, and you just can't keep up with the damage that you're sustaining every single night. So it really sucks to lose a guy like that in the locker room. So it's really nice to have him still be there in the locker room to lead and help develop our team.
It's a great decision by the coaching staff and everything around the Detroit Red Wings to maintain a person like that in this community. And they know what he's worth here.
Yeah, and also another issue we've had the past 2 seasons is our goaltending's been horrible. We've had a 4-point goals against average practically every year. Well, the past 2 years. You got to have good goaltending to win. So we hired Rupe Kostinen as the new goaltending development coach for the Grand Rapids Griffins. He previously was at Karpat's youth program in Finland since the 2014 campaign. his U20 team allowed the third fewest goals in the SM Sarja League. And his U20 league in Finland also allowed 48 goals in 23 outings with a 2.09 goals against average.
Yeah, I'm excited. We've had Brian Wilson since 2016. We had Peter Mrazek, Jimmy Howard, but not really any all-star goaltenders that have come out of our development program. So I am kind of happy to see something come of this. Maybe we do get something in the future. I think the fact that Kosa
I
being
was
on
going
the
to say,
team with Dan Watson again.
having Kosa coming up, we really need to make sure he hits. We need to make sure he develops correctly, and we can't have what we were having the last two seasons. Like Kosa did come up a couple games last year, and he played one good game, and then he got torched, just like all our other goalies. I mean, you can't expect to put that type of expectation on a young player.
It just seemed like Kosa seemed very confident with Dan Watson behind the bench. So I'm very much so happy to see that progress and see what happens there, along with just the winning culture that these teams plan to bring, or these coaches. Like Stefani Julian was 50, 13, 3, and 2 for his record this last season. That's really good for the QMJ.
Yeah, and Rupi Kosonen, he gathered a bronze at the European Olympic Winter Festival. So we got some winners here.
Yeah, hopefully this stands through. Might take a little chemistry to get involved, but solid coaches for Griffins in 23 and 24.
Yep, we'll see how it goes.
Some of the players we will not be seeing this year. That'll include Pontus Andreasen, Jasper Weatherby, Victor Bratstrom, Seth Barton, Drew Warad, and now Donovan Sabrango. I think Pontus Andreasen tops that list.
Yeah, he was a really valuable player for us last year. When Cross Hannes went down, it almost seemed like he was our main guy we'd hope to get a goal. And it was really hard to get the puck off his stick, and the way he would drive into the offensive zone really helped us. And it's really going to suck not having him this year, but it is what it is.
Yeah, he had that one amazing, just last 6 seconds was left on the clock, and he slung it in there. There's just a couple moments of Pontus Andreasen that I'd really, really would like to see more of. But it's really unfortunate we're losing him. He's going back to play across seas. In 63 games last year, he had 12 goals, 13 assists, and 25 points. Again, not a leader of the pack, but as a young guy, he did his role, and it is unfortunate that we won't have him on the team next year. So, Jasper Weatherby, he was a mid-season acquisition we got for Chris Gulo, and he had 6 goals, 11 assists, and 17 points last year. We have quite a few veterans coming in, and the center room, we just needed anybody at center last year. I think he was a good acquisition, but at this point, he is the ad guy out, and he did sign somewhere else. So
yeah, yep.
We can talk about Seth Barton and Drew Warad. They both were Toledo guys last year, bouncing up and down between the ECHL and the AHL. They both ended up on the Hartford Wolfpack together with Turner Elson.
Yep, so they're trying to copy us, it seems.
I wish them luck. They were both great young players. You know,
Yep.
I think they could both find themselves into an AHL slot if they are playing in the right position. So they just kind of got to go make a name for themselves out there. We don't got to worry about them here anymore.
Yep, till we play them. But yeah, so then Donovan Sabrango. I want to thank Donovan Sabrango. Thank you so much, Donovan Sabrango.
He was a very young player that came in for us. It's sad to see him kind of go, as he's one of the youngest Griffins ever.
Yeah, he actually is the youngest Griffin ever because during COVID he got to play a year early. And then it actually was a whole thing when he was coming back the year after COVID. They almost wouldn't let him play because his birthday was literally a couple days after the deadline. But he appealed for it, and obviously he got to play with us last year. But yeah, we're really going to miss you. Sabrango, you were you were a great defenseman, but with this defensive prospect lineup we have with like Edmondson, Johansson, we just have so many left-handed shot defensemen that there's really not enough room for all of them to ever make it up to Detroit. So,
and with the acquisition of DeBrincat, I think Sabrenko's a fair loss.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, wish you well, Sabrenko. Good luck on your new team.
Yeah, good luck, man.
We can cover some of the players that we had made some deals for here.
Yeah.
We have Matt Luff, Gus Lindstrom, Wyatt Newpower, and Jared McIsaac we'll end up seeing back in Grand Rapids this year.
Yep. And I believe Austin Zarnick's still on a 1-year contract. He has a year left or whatever. And
I believe we are still waiting for Daniel Regan and Chase Pearson to sign contracts as well. They may or may not. That's still up for their interpretation.
And that goes back to the veteran rule. We have a lot of dudes who've played a lot of games, and it's going to be interesting. We'll go over that in another episode. But it'll be interesting to see how this roster truly does end up. Segment of the day, and it will be our final segment every podcast. We are going to throw someone in the penalty box, not just from hockey. We will both throw someone in the penalty box from anything in the world. So, Kyle, who are you throwing in the box?
All right, we'll start with a 2-minute minor because I know the man needs to go somewhere. But Tyler Bertuzzi, did you really have to sign with the Maple Leafs? Like, you know we're going to play you, and you know those games are going to be rough. Did you have to go there, man? Come on.
And why? Why did you demand 8 years here, and then you went and signed there for 1 year? I don't know, man, but I hope you enjoy your time in the penalty box.
So, Connor, you got to put someone in the box, too. Who are you choosing?
So, I am going to put Philip Zadina in the penalty box. I understand that people need a fresh start. I understand that. But when you're willing to drop $5 million to bet on yourself when you can't even put the puck in the net, I say good luck in San Jose, man. I hope it works out. But if it doesn't, you just lost a whole lot of money. So have fun in the box.
You going to put a 2-minute minor, a double minor, or a 5-minute major on Zadina here?
I'm going to give him a 2-minute minor for it. I'm not that mad.
All right, they're getting off easy today.
Yeah, but in the future, watch out. All right, so that should honestly conclude the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are on Facebook. You can listen to us on Spotify exclusively right now. We'll try to get on some other platforms, but we are just starting out, and we hope you like it. So like and follow us, and we hope to see you next episode. Go Griffins.
Go Griffins.